As far as the tactics we use to get a DUI charge either dismissed or possibly reduced, we start from the very beginning. The first thing we do is look at the evidence and look at the facts behind the stop itself. Why did the officer pull you over in the first place? Did the officer have reason to pull you over? Once the officer did pull you over, then what happened next? Oftentimes the officer will say they smelled an odor of alcohol, your eyes were red and bloodshot. We want to see how they went from pulling you over to actually pulling you out of the car. And at every step of the way, we're trying to find pieces to attack as far as the officer's procedures. Once you're out of the vehicle, we want to look at the field sobriety test. Did the officer properly instruct you on these tests? Did the officer follow proper procedures? Did you do the tests accurately, and did you pass these tests so the officer didn't have probable cause to go further? After the field sobriety test, we then look at the chemical test. If it was a breath test and on the intoxilizer machine, we want to look at, did the officer follow the proper procedures there? Did they follow the Baker deprivation period? Did they properly calibrate the machine? Was it used in a proper manner, etc.? If it's a blood draw, we want to use it. Did they properly draw your blood? Was it kept in the chain of custody correct? Things of that nature. So from every step from the stop all the way up until you're released, did the officer follow proper procedure? Once we get in there and look at these items, we then use these as arguments to the prosecutor to try to either get a reduced charge, or if we find something glaring that is an obvious mistake in procedure by the officer, we may move for a suppression hearing or make a motion to suppress the evidence. What that means is we're asking the court to throw out any evidence that was received after the officer did something incorrectly. So, for example, if the officer says he pulls you over for failing to signal for 2 seconds, and we can see on the dash cam video that you did signal for 2 seconds, we might have a suppression hearing and ask the judge to throw out everything that happened after you were pulled over. Even if they found evidence that you were drinking or impaired, things of that nature, if we can find that the stop itself was invalid, we will try to get all the other evidence thrown out. If the officer follows procedure correctly and does everything 100% accurately, we will still make arguments based on what we see to help sway the prosecutor to give us a better deal, to give us a deal of impaired driving or reduce the charges down to something other than DUI.